All right, you guys, welcome back to the show once more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to max out to 1K and more. Also, shout out to All Asian Dilemmas, one of my favorite channels that covers Asia. But we're getting into the social media part of it today, though, because in this quick little clip, I'm just going to show quick little clips and then give my opinion on it. But a lot of people are living a fake lifestyle. They're promoting on social media like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. A lot of these people are broke, maxed out credit cards, messy ass, rat infested, mildew apartments. You'll be surprised. And today we're going to cover all that. But when we go on vacation, we want to live our best and forget that we have to return to a shitty reality that we'll never probably be able to live. But let's check out these three girls.
In Sanya, Hainan, 3 young women went on a yacht trip. On social media, each of them claimed to have rented the yacht by herself, sparking envy from their followers. But once some photos from the yacht surfaced, netizens started to notice something strange. Turns out, the 3 girls had rented the yacht together. Naturally, once on board, they needed to eat something before enjoying the trip.
Now see, that's how you're supposed to eat. That looks like a big ass squid or octopus. We got shrimp, of course. Got the lime. That's how you're supposed to eat when you're out on a yacht.
People were curious, what kind of gourmet meal would they have? But then came the twist. Instead of seafood and wine, they were eating nothing but 3 tubs of instant noodles. Once the photos made the rounds online, many netizens commented that it was way too shabby and didn't match their supposed rich girl image at all. One of the girls explained that they had spent all their money on renting the yacht, more than 2,000 yuan, so they just brought something simple to eat on board and planned to have a big meal back on shore.
You hear that? So basically, they never had money for this to begin with. They had money to rent the yacht, but they didn't have money for the nice, luxurious brunches and dinners. I mean, what was the point?
Then one of them gave a quick tour of the yacht. The first level had a large bed and a kitchen, so technically, they could have prepared seafood there themselves. The second level was an entertainment area.
I bet you they even use those burners for anything, except for the top ramen alone. And see, if you learn how to cook, you could save some money.
With sofas and a dining table, spacious enough for more than a dozen people. With only 3 people, the whole setup felt a bit wasteful. While the yacht wasn't that big, it was still fairly luxurious. In Sanya, many small yachts can be rented for around 2,000 yuan per trip, meaning each person only pays about 1,000 yuan when split 3 ways. So calling them rich girls might be a stretch.
I mean, you always have to wonder, when you see your favorite people on social media, they never really go into depth about where all this money is coming from. And when it comes to women, a lot of times it's not their own money. But in this case, it seems to really be theirs. All 3 of them pitched in together and went broke, pretty much, is what happened. But a lot of times, it's usually sugar daddy sponsorship. But then when you see men doing it, we're scamming people to get the money to do it. The only difference is our credit cards aren't maxed out.
At this point, many people must be wondering, if they're not actually wealthy, why go through all the trouble of renting a yacht? What was the point? Looking at what they did before the trip makes the answer obvious. It was all for social media. They dressed up in fancy outfits,
Let alone store-bought ramen. Pathetic.
struck various poses on the yacht, and took a bunch of photos they thought looked glamorous. But once the noodle photos came out, people stopped buying the image. Some netizens called them out for being fake, saying they rented a yacht just to maintain the illusion of being wealthy. Others joked that, on their moments, it probably looked like they were cruising on their family yacht.
These are how these girls really lived. Let's take a dive into that.
Besides, if the goal was just to enjoy the sea, what's wrong with eating instant noodles on a yacht? Honestly, it's pretty easy to tell whether someone's life is truly refined or just fake. The so-called refined girls often curate their social media with fancy meals, sushi, seafood, frequent visits to luxury stores, designer clothes, and handbags. They take tons of carefully posed photos, heavily edited before being posted. This kind of fake sophistication has sparked a lot of debate online. The comments are all pretty much the same. Social media only shows the best side, while real life is often the complete opposite.
Complete mess. And see, there were YouTubers that said that they don't trust women, young women that live by themselves. 9 times out of 10, this is why your girlfriend won't let you over her apartment.
Online, everything seems peaceful and perfect. In real life,
Now see, this girl, she keeps her spot clean. That's how it's supposed to look if you live by yourself and she has a pet.
it's a mess. It's the perfect representation of fake refinement. In May 2021, a video of a young woman's rented apartment in Harbin, Heilongjiang, went viral. After just 7 months of living there, the place was filled with trash and a horrible smell. When photos of the actual state of the apartment came out, many landlords said they could no longer blindly trust young single women as tenants.
Whoa, that's discriminatory. Now see, back in the West, a lot of landlords don't have this problem because you have to make 3 times the rent a lot of times. And who the hell is making 3 times the rent of, let's say, New York City? Your apartment is probably close to, the cheapest apartment you're gonna get is probably $2,700 a month. Let alone most people make less than $3,000 after taxes and reductions. So where are you gonna make $6,000-7,000 a month just for that shithole apartment?
The landlord said the girl looked clean and pretty, spoke politely, and even claimed she worked in the nail industry and would take good care of the place, so he trusted her. Every month she paid rent on time. Everything seemed fine. But then, one day, the downstairs neighbor contacted the landlord, saying their ceiling was leaking, and asked if the unit above had a plumbing issue. The landlord said the apartment had been rented out and wasn't sure. He reached out to the girl, who said she wasn't home and could only come the next day. The neighbor couldn't wait, so the landlord used his spare key to check the apartment. When he opened the door, he and the neighbor were stunned. Trash was piled everywhere, takeout boxes, milk, teacups, plastic.
And see, a lot of times when people live with 5 roommates, a lot of times the place smells like feet and ass. So just imagine what this smells like.
Bottles, delivery packaging, household waste, and the smell was unbearable.
These are y'all's future wives. Get ready.
The landlord nearly fainted from anger and immediately called the girl to tell her to come clean everything up and terminate the lease. But the girl refused, saying she couldn't return and that there were important items in the wardrobe, asking him not to open it. This only made the landlord more suspicious. Afraid there might be something illegal inside, he called his brother over. When his brother opened the wardrobe, they found a person hiding inside it was the tenant herself.
Did I hear that right? She was hiding in the damn suitcase. So basically, you have your own place. Why are you living like you're homeless? You just have shit all over the floor. So basically, when you come home, you have to tiptoe and step over everything because you're too lazy to pick shit up. You just throw it on the ground. And see, not alone if her apartment looks like this, if she has a car, her car probably looks exactly the same. Stuff thrown all over the floor and just stinks and reeks of old food. Oh my God. Just think about all the mold and the rats and roaches.
Maybe she was too ashamed to face them. But if she knew it was shameful, why live like that in the first place? What's worse is that the place wasn't just filled with general trash. Even used sanitary pads were scattered everywhere, especially in the bathroom. This situation truly revealed the meaning of the saying, "You can know someone's face but not their heart."
And see, these be the cleanest girls that you see. Hair all done, clear skin, clean clothes, smelling good, just fresh to death. But a lot of times when you meet these girls, or if you even get to know them, it's going to be a long time if they think about bringing you over to their house. You're probably not going to make it to that part. This is why most women don't bring people over their house, because it looks just like this.
The girl looked beautiful and well-groomed, always wearing makeup. Who would have guessed she lived like that? Her neighbor said. She looked like a sophisticated girl on social media, always posting pretty photos and posing for the camera. Who would have thought she was so unhygienic? Many people are familiar with this kind of fake sophistication. There are girls earning just 3,000 yuan a month, flaunting luxury items worth tens of thousands online, attending high-end events. Behind this refined life are maxed-out credit cards and living paycheck to paycheck. There was even a notorious group of so-called Shanghai socialites who shared their luxurious daily lives in a group chat. The truth was surreal. 6 girls splitting a 2-person afternoon tea at the Ritz-Carlton, 4 paying 1,500 yuan each to rent an Hermes box for photos. 60 girls, each chipping in 100 yuan to rent a Ferrari for a day, instantly creating 60 new car owners for Instagram.
That's sad. So you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Miami. It's fake. You see everybody driving down the boulevards in these drop-top Lamborghinis, but a lot of times they're leased. People pitch in and lease those cars and those luxury apartments together. And then it's easy just to pick up a camera phone in your luxury skyrise condo that you rented on Airbnb while you're dressed in a robe with your feet kicked up next to the fireplace talking about, yeah, you did this and did that, your stocks and all that. It's a bunch of crap. It's all a facade. So, I mean, we all knew this, but this is just the eye-opener that these people that look clean, makeup, perfume, cologne, whatever, a lot of times they're average and unsanitary. But you're the complete opposite when you flip the coin and post on social media. That's wild. Anyway, this is Kylie Vale. I hope you learned something. I mean, this is not something that you just sit around and think about. Like, oh, how did they afford that? Oh, they have an apartment and live by themselves, but it looks like a sewer. Peace.